Have you ever stopped to think about how many aspects of life drain your energy and contribute to the chaos around you? We often let ourselves get caught up in situations, habits, and people that bring us nothing but mental and emotional exhaustion. However, there is a way to deal with this. Eliminate these distractions silently, without the need for justifications or external approval. This attitude, inspired by Stoic philosophy, can transform your life into something lighter, more serene, and aligned with what really matters. Today, we will explore how adopting this principle can bring more clarity, balance, and purpose to your daily life. But first, I saw that you are not yet subscribed to the channel, so I ask that you subscribe. It is free, and you will still be notified whenever new videos are released here on the channel. Continuing. 1. Letting go of control. Learn to direct your energy to what is within your reach and calmly accept what is beyond your control. When we get caught up in the need to control everything, we create an internal environment of tension and anxiety. Focus on your actions, choices, and attitudes, as these are the true instruments you have to shape your life. Release the need to meet other people's expectations, understanding that each person has their own vision and demand. By letting go of what cannot be changed, you will find more inner peace and make room to live with authenticity and lightness. Cultivating this practice can not only improve your emotional health, but also strengthen your resilience and mental balance. 2. Helena's story. Helena was an experienced fisherman, known for her ability to face challenges. On one of her workdays, when she came across particularly turbulent waters, she realized that the boat was too heavy, making it difficult for her to maneuver. After careful analysis, she decided to discard items that were not essential for her fishing. With this attitude, the boat became lighter and more agile, allowing her to navigate the rough waves with greater control and safety. This experience served as a valuable lesson for Helena, who understood that carrying excess weight, even if it did not seem relevant at first, could hinder her journey and put her at risk. The moral of the story highlights the importance of organizing and simplifying life, eliminating what does not add value, so that it is possible to progress more easily and effectively, even in the midst of difficulty. 3. Fear of judgment. The fear of other people's opinions is one of the main obstacles that prevents many people from living fully, exploring their true passions, and making authentic decisions. This fear can make us avoid risks, silence our opinions, and even change our behavior to please or avoid disapproval. Stoicism, a practical and timeless philosophy, offers valuable tools for dealing with this challenge. It teaches us to focus our energy and attention only on what is under our control: our own actions, thoughts, and reactions. The perceptions or judgments of others are beyond our control and, therefore, should not dictate our choices or steal our peace of mind. To overcome the fear of judgment, it is essential to take a gradual and practical approach. Start by practicing small acts of courage that test your ability to face social discomfort. For example, wear something different than what is expected, share your honest opinion in a conversation, or try something new in public without worrying about what others will. These steps help build self-confidence and desensitize the fear of disapproval. Over time, this continued practice reinforces the perception that external opinions have little real impact on our lives. The important thing is to live in a way that is consistent with our values, seeking personal growth and authenticity, rather than seeking universal acceptance. After all, as Epictetus said,
"It is not things that disturb us,
but the opinions we have about them." 4. Toxic relationships. Toxic relationships are like emotional anchors that drain energy, undermine self-esteem, and compromise mental well-being. These relationships often involve manipulation, constant criticism, lack of support, or controlling behavior, leaving little room for personal growth and harm. Recognizing the signs of toxicity, such as feelings of exhaustion after interactions or a feeling of being constantly undervalued, is the first step to breaking free from this harmful cycle. Quietly reducing these interactions does not necessarily mean abruptly severing ties, but rather establishing clear boundaries and protecting your emotional health. This process requires courage and self-reflection, and is an act of deep self-respect and By prioritizing healthy, positive connections, you create space for growth, relationships that truly nurture your happiness and foster an environment of trust and reciprocity. 5. Destructive habits. Recognizing and eliminating habits that harm your well-being is an essential step towards achieving a more balanced and satisfying. These habits can range from excessive consumption of food, drinks, or information to behaviors such as procrastination, self-sabotage, and dependence on external stimuli to seek momentary satisfaction. Identifying these patterns requires an honest examination of our actions and their impact on the body, mind, and interpersonal relationship. The process of change must be gradual and consistent, as trying to eliminate habits abruptly can generate internal resistance and relapse. Inspired by Stoic principles, we can adopt a reflective and rational approach based on controlling what is within our reach and accepting what we cannot change. Practices such as meditation, recording behaviors, and daily reflections help to increase awareness of our choices. In addition, it is essential to replace harmful habits with positive alternatives that are aligned with our values. For example, instead of giving in to unnecessary consumption, we can cultivate moderation and conscious appreciation. Instead of procrastination, developing self-discipline and breaking down tasks into smaller steps makes goals more achievable. Being patient with yourself and celebrating small progress are essential on this path. Recognizing mistakes without letting them get you down allows you to learn from them and move forward with more determination. By committing to this process, we create a solid foundation for living a fuller life with purpose and lasting well-being. 6. Desire for control. Trying to control every aspect of life is an exhausting and often fruitless task. When we strive to predict and manage every detail, we end up draining our emotional and mental energy, creating anxiety and frustration in the face of inevitable uncertainties. Life is full of unpredictable variables, from other people's behavior to external events that are completely beyond our control. Accepting what is uncontrollable does not mean resignation or passivity, but rather an act of wisdom and emotional maturity. This allows us to redirect our focus to the actions that are truly within our control. Our thoughts, choices, and reactions. This adjustment of perspective not only reduces the mental burden, but also promotes a sense of freedom and inner peace as we stop fighting against what we cannot change. In addition, acceptance connects us with the present reality, helping us to live more fully and authentic. By letting go of the need for absolute control, we make room for flexibility, resilience, and learning, allowing life's challenges to transform us in a positive. In this way, focusing on what is within our reach becomes a powerful tool for emotional balance and a lighter life. 7. Unrealistic expectations. Living according to unrealistic expectations, whether imposed by others or created by ourselves, is a common source of frustration and dissatisfaction. These expectations often arise from social pressure, constant comparisons, unattainable standards, or personal beliefs that make us feel obligated to be or act in a certain way. When we try to meet these high or perfectionist standards, the result is often exhaustion, anxiety, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. On the other hand, simplifying our expectations does not mean giving up on dreams or ambitions, but rather aligning our goals and actions with the reality of who we are and what we can achieve in the present moment. This process involves recognizing our own limits, valuing small achievements, and accepting that we do not need to please everyone or meet all expectations to be valued. This approach brings a sense of freedom and lightness, allowing us to live with more authenticity, balance, and joy. After all, when we free ourselves from the burden of pleasing others or unrealistic standards, we find space to appreciate the present and focus on what really matters. 8. Digital noise. Excessive digital distractions have become one of the main sources of loss of focus and energy. The constant barrage of notifications, social media updates, emails, and apps demands our attention incessantly, fragmenting concentration and making it difficult to perform important tasks. To minimize these impacts, it is essential to reduce non-essential notifications, disabling alerts that do not require an immediate response or that do not add value to your day-to-day life. In addition, cultivating moments of disconnection away from screens and devices is a powerful practice for reconnecting with silence. This space of tranquility is vital to regaining mental clarity, stimulating creativity, and improving performance in daily activity. Small actions, such as setting fixed times to check messages and setting aside periods to be completely offline, can transform the way you manage your energy and attention. 9. Negative thoughts. Intrusive thoughts have the power to profoundly influence our emotions, creating cycles of worry and anxiety that can seem inescapable. To deal with them, it is essential to understand that these thoughts do not define who you are, but are temporary events that arise in your mind. Practice detachment, acknowledging them without judgment and imagining them as clouds passing through the sky, without needing to hold on to them. Actively focus on redirecting your attention to constructive actions or responses, such as practicing breathing exercises, meditation, or even recording your feelings in a journal. This approach can provide greater clarity and mental freedom, allowing you to regain control over your emotions and prioritize your emotional health. 10. Comparisons. Comparing yourself to others can be a habit that is deeply damaging to your self-esteem and emotional well-being. This practice creates a cycle of constant dissatisfaction, since there will always be someone who, in some way, seems to be in a better position than you. However, it is essential to understand that each person has their own journey, with unique challenges, opportunities, and contexts. When we compare ourselves to others, we tend to focus on the areas where we feel inferior, ignoring our own talents, achievements, and progress. This can generate feelings of inadequacy, envy, or discouragement, undermining our confidence and motivation. Instead, adopt the practice of comparing yourself only to your me from yesterday. Ask yourself, am I improving? Am I learning something new? Am I progressing towards my goals? Measuring personal growth based on your own progress allows you to recognize the steps you have already taken, no matter how small they may seem, and value your achievement. By abandoning imaginary races and focusing on your individual development, you strengthen your self-esteem and create a solid foundation for growing with authenticity and purpose. Remember, true success is being better than you were yesterday, not trying to fit into other people's standards or expectations. Remember, powerful internal changes do not need external applause. The focus should be on your evolution and your well-being. If this content made sense to you, leave a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe to the channel for more reflections like this. And of course, comment below. Which of these 10 things have you already started to eliminate or feel you need to work on? Until the next video.